This video is sponsored by Cricut. Welcome to another scrapwood nook. I want to make a sign. I have been set an assignment to make a welcome to Joanne's baby shower sign for Karen's sister. And I think the baby shower is this weekend, so I gotta get moving. I did buy a foam piece of board from the range, but I want this to the foam board is just flat. I want to paint this, give it a bit of texture, and I want this to be something that could be used possibly as a piece of art afterwards. So the welcome vinyl can be peeled off, any other text can be peeled off, but the lovely design can remain, and then the baby's name and date of birth could go on it as well. So I have some random MDF pieces. This is a funny shape, but it's a lovely piece of wood and it'd be nice painted. Then I have two other pieces. This one is a nice portrait size, probably better for a sign. And then I have this one, but this one is thinner. It's thinner and I would have to cut. This one's not too bad. I'll go with this one, I think. First thing I'm going to do is paint the base of this a neutral white, but I think I'm going to use a brush to get a bit of texture. While the paint is drying, we will make the design in Design Space, cut everything off. Hopefully our board will be dry by then and we can stick all of the pieces on. I've actually just found this is Colour Trend Batch Loaf. It's kind of a creamy white. It's on the creamy side, and I think this will go nice with the images that Karen has sent me that she wants me to stick on, because sometimes white might be a bit harsh. So I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to go with this colour. Also, for this project today, I only have one helper. Bon escaped the vet today, so Bjorg and Bon were supposed to go to be neutered today. Now Bjorg is over in the vet, but Bon got to come home because due to his male parts, some of his male parts have not arrived, so he has a couple of weeks before he can go back, because it's quite a difficult surgery to neuter a male when some of their parts are not where they should be. So they're going to give him a couple more weeks to see if nature takes its course. So I only have one kitten today helping me out. I gave the MDF board a quick coat of paint, but I'm using my brush in kind of a textured way, so I could have rolled it on to get a smooth finish, but I wanted to give it texture because I want this to look almost like it's hand painted. We are in Design Space and I have a new canvas opened up, and I am going to upload the image that Karen sent me that was attached to the baby shower invite, but I've just put together the text. So I have welcome, then I have to Joanne's baby shower. I have the Joanne in yellow just because I think I'm going to print that in gold just to have a bit of difference. Also, let me just zoom out so it's easier for you to see. On the left hand side, I'm going to scroll down to upload. I'm going to click that and I'm going to upload the design. I'm just going to click upload image, and this is saved to my desktop. So here is the image on the left hand side. As you can see, it's absolutely adorable. I'm going to be treating it as a sticker, and because you know I'm obsessed now with stickers. So select image type. Ooh, fine detail, blended colors, low contrast. Okay, let's go for complex. Boom. So it's now added to the canvas, and I can resize this as well. So I'm going to resize this to... Now, with the welcome sign, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, and I'm going to curve it. So if you come up to the top panel here, there is curve, and we can curve it, which I think is really cool. And just a reminder for anyone's new, you can change the operation type on this. So this is going to be a basic cut because that's going to be vinyl. Same for all of these. And then this operation type is print then cut, and you can see that in the top left hand corner. I think this is pretty. Now also I am going to add the date to this, because in case she wants to keep this as a keepsake. So I'm going to add the date before I cut this. And then also I have an error message here, so I need to make this smaller. So it's saying I can only be 24 centimeters. So I'm gonna hit make, and then I'm gonna do the print and cut first. So I'm gonna send that to the printer, and then I will cut off the pieces of vinyl. So as you can see, it's sorting it into mats. So we have the first one, which will be the print then cut, and then the next mats, they're just going to be for the vinyl. So I have black vinyl and I have the gold vinyl. So let's do the print and cut first. For the illustrated design, I'm going to be printing this on printable iron-on for light fabrics. I have some of this left over from the Cricut Joy Extra bundle, but you can buy this separately. You can also use sticker paper, but I want to get a kind of painted on effect, so I'm going to be using this to iron onto the wood. If you saw last month's video, you would have seen I did this with a Halloween sign. I did a Iha, which is Irish for Halloween sign, and I put really pretty illustrated pictures of pumpkins on it. So I know that this technique works. My machine is now cutting the vinyl pieces. Had a last minute design change. I had run out of black vinyl, but this is a happy accident because I had some brown vinyl. And I think with all of the colours that's in the illustration, this is all going to tie in together nicely. So now for the fun part, I am weeding off the excess vinyl, I'm trimming the text, and I'm positioning it on the board roughly where I would like it to go. Now I did say it in last month's video, but for anyone who missed it, when you're working with the printable iron-on material, this is super delicate and it's different to the other heat transfer vinyl. So you weed off the excess, but don't use transfer tape or anything to lift this off. It's a really delicate material. Weed off the excess and gently peel it off the page. Now I did a really intricate design, so it was a little bit tricky. I did break it, but I was able to position the two pieces on the board, and I don't think you can notice too much. Once you place it on the board how you want it, you get a piece of this protective paper. It's like baking paper. You pop that over the design, and then you apply heat, and it transfers to the wood quite quickly. I gave it about 15 seconds on the highest heat setting on the mini iron, and then it's stuck to the board. If you want, you can give it a coat of a clear matte varnish. Now I haven't, this board is going to be inside, but if you were doing this for outside, I would definitely put a coat of a clear matte varnish, or you could do a gloss as well, but something to protect it. I'm now using some transfer tape to transfer the vinyl words onto the board, position them. I will use my little scrapey tool, don't know what the correct name for the scrapey tool is, to scrape the vinyl onto the wood. I peel the transfer tape off, leaving the letter or the word on the board. And vinyl is not as delicate as the printable iron-on, it's just that printable iron-on is particularly delicate. Normal iron-on is not as delicate, same with the vinyl, so you can be a little bit more heavy-handed. Excuse my head, I'm deep in the crafting. I feel like this is missing something and I don't have the time to do it, but wouldn't it be nice if I put a framed trim around it? But I could paint. I'm thinking if I might have some like brown or earthy coloured paint, but I think if I just did a trim around this with some paint, I think that would look really nice, and it would look framed, because right now I feel like it needs a little framing. I just need to touch up a bit of the paint here from when the transfer tape lifted it off, but I'm thinking a little frame. It would be lovely to do wood trim around and make it a frame thing and stain the wood, but I just don't have time to do that. So I think I'll paint a frame on. I drew out a border and you're probably like, oh, why didn't you use frog tape? And I did have some frog tape sitting on the table, but because the white on the board was kind of freshly painted, I was afraid of the frog tape lifting it off. And you know what? It's good practice to try and paint inside the lines. I'm sure my art teacher would be very proud of me. But I just wanted to say that these signs, if you were to buy or purchase these signs, they can be super expensive. I was actually at a Debs recently, which is like I think a prom in the UK and America. I think you guys call it the prom. And the girls had rented big boards with their names, and I could tell it was done in Cricut Final, and they paid, it was in the hundreds for a party sign, and I was like, had you given me a few pints, I'd have gotten an MDF board from the DIY shop. I could have made you one. So if you want a sign like this and you want to save some pennies, definitely make one for yourself. If you are ever looking for a budget blank to do a personalised present, well, head into your cheapie shop. So if you've got like a Poundland, Deals, even the Range sometimes has stuff. I went into Eurogiant, I think this was called, but it can be a great place if you are looking for some blanks. So whether it is a blank cup, travel cup, glass, pencil case, oven mitt, tea towel. So if you're doing maybe a teacher gift, or you have like a budget for a present, maybe it's like €10 and under, €15 and under, a Chris Kindle. These are my go-to places if I need to get something on a budget, and a great way of sprucing it up is personalizing it then with either iron-on vinyl or smart vinyl. Welcome back to Design Space, and I have a couple of things on my canvas. For the oven mitt, I want to make a personalised oven mitt for my friend Adele, because she loves kitchen, she loves cooking, she loves all things baking, so I thought let's make her an oven mitt. If you go into images on the left hand side, so I had searched for personalised water bottle, but I typed in personalised kitchen, so you can find these images where you can change the name on them, which I think is really, really handy. On the left hand side, if you scroll down on the left hand side, you can see here editable text. Click that whenever you're searching anything. So if you were to just search kitchen, oven mitt, if you click this, it will give you the images where you can edit the text. So here you have, so that blue writing there, you can change. So that is where I found the sign for Adele. So that's it there. And it originally said Mom's Kitchen, so I changed it to Adele's Kitchen. So that is where I found that. And there's obviously way more. So there's lots of different designs. So back to the canvas. Adele's Kitchen for the oven mitt, and then I want to make myself a water bottle because I actually don't have a personalised one. So just to give you an example, if you want to make this for yourself, personalised, or if you want to make it for someone else. I found this cute little design. It says emotional support water bottle. So I have just adjusted that to size. So I think one side I'm going to have my name but going lengthways, and then for the cute little pencil case, I just have Lily's name because she loves colouring pencils, and I'm going to put this in my art drawer in my office because she loves colouring and painting at the moment. So I'm going to put it in there as a little surprise. When she opens it, she'll find the pencil case and her name is on it as well, because kids love personalised things, especially in school, so things don't get mixed up. This and Lily's name will be cut in iron-on vinyl, and my name and this design will be printed on normal vinyl that will stick straight onto the water bottle. So I'm going to change machine to the Joy. So I'm going to use the Cricut Joy Extra for this. and I'm going to hit make, and then it will sort it out into mats for me. So it's going to ask me, am I going to stick it in without a mat or on a mat? I'm going to use some pieces of scrap vinyl that I have, so I'm going to stick them onto the mat. Then I'll select what it is that I'm cutting, so vinyl or iron-on, and then the machine will cut out my design for me. Also, don't forget to mirror anything that you are doing for the iron-on vinyl. So that Adele's Kitchen, this one here, I will have to mirror that because that is an iron-on one. And Lily's name, so this one I'm going to put on a new mat, move object, new mat, because this has to be flipped. And I can put a tiny piece of scrap iron-on in this corner as well. Okay, so let's make it. I'm using the Cricut Joy Extra to cut my pieces of vinyl, so both the iron-on and the smart vinyl. And I am joined by little Björg. She got on great at the vet. I think getting neutered when you're a kitten is way easier. I had flashbacks to when Blondie got neutered and she was a rescue and she was much older, so she had a longer recovery. Björg, it's like nothing happened to her. She is staying by my side today. I'm able to keep an eye on her because we're having some issues with the cone. But thankfully I'm in the house with her today so I can keep an eye on her. I'm just weeding off the excess vinyl and I'm getting the oven mitt ready. So when you're putting an iron-on design onto fabric, you warm up the fabric first, place it on, and I'm using the little iron today. I love the little iron, particularly it's great if you are doing sewing. I do have the heat press, but when I'm just doing something small, I will whip out this bad boy. So I have it on the highest heat setting, pre-warm the fabric, stick on the design, and then place some heat on top. I am always guilty of peeling it off too soon. You are supposed to allow it to cool down before you peel, but sometimes I get a little bit impatient. I wanted to just share a fail because we learn our best lessons from our failings. So the material of this pencil case is like a rubbery material. So I tried popping on Lily's name in heat transfer vinyl, but it didn't stick for me. And I pre-warmed it, but I had to be really careful with this fabric because this material will probably melt if I give it too much heat. But I was able to try it. It didn't work for me. I was able to peel off the vinyl and remove any residue quite easily. I reckon if I tried smart vinyl that you would put on solid materials, hard materials, I reckon that might work on it. But I just thought I would share this with you, share my failing, and just in case you wanted to try this for yourself. Also, apologies for that rustling noise. As I'm trying to do a voiceover, I have 2 kittens wrestling in a basket under my feet. If you would like some more Cricut projects, or if you are interested in the brand new Cricut Joy Extra, I have a video on that. But I have a Cricut playlist full of videos. Each video has about 3 or 4 projects in it, so loads of inspiration, especially if you're a beginner or if you're just looking for ideas on what to make. I'll pop a link to that playlist on screen and in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.